Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Ascendant. Welcome to Rainy Tarot. For those who are new to my channel, thanks for coming out. Thanks for checking out the channel. If something doesn't resonate with you, don't sweat it. It wasn't meant for you at that moment. For those returning, thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. It truly does help the channel grow and keeps my mug around a while longer. Okay, so, Aquarius, so we'll just do a quick prayer, and then we'll get right into your reading. So God, Goddesses, Universe, help me to be of service to Aquarius. Help me share with them thoughts and ideas that will make them happy, healed, and the best version of themselves. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius, so I drew one from the Energy Oracle for an overall energy. And you received the number 7 card, and that's the community card. So this card shows 3 women celebrating, sharing ideas, and supportive energy. The lights in the picture represent ever-present spirit community as well. So when this card appears upright, it indicates as an association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like-minded people, Aquarius, joining a club or a community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. So the time is right to make such new connections and to share intentions, whether they're personal or professional there, Aquarius. So networking and community are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all. So it's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on a notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way, Aquarius. So like the happy family card, this could also indicate a party or celebration of some kind, and so it is. Okay, Aquarius, I also drew one from your divine guidance, okay? And you received the number 39 card. And this is the card of resolution. So life is like a puzzle, Aquarius, and we put the pieces together in a way that fits for us. Until now, your puzzle hasn't seemed to fit together in a way that has made sense. So what seems out of harmony will begin to feel balanced, even though some things feel like they just won't work. Shifts and adjustments are happening now. You will find that things will start to fall into place and that everything will fit together perfectly in your life, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. Okay, so finally, I drew one from your Gateway of Light activation, and that's just basically, I ask what message you're supposed to get from the overall from the reading, okay? And you received the Temple of Truth card, and it says throat chakra, authenticity, and self-expression. Put that there, hopefully you can see that all right. Okay, Aquarius, when you're brought to this space, you're being reminded of the importance of your identity and your self-expression in this lifetime. So acknowledging who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming is so important for the unfoldment of your path. There's an old story that the truth hurts. This gateway reminds you that, in fact, the truth heals. Your truth is your truth, and it's important for you to honor it with every facet of your being. This isn't the first incarnation in which you have felt the importance of honesty and authenticity there, Aquarius, but it may be the first in which you have full freedom of expression. So this gateway coming to you today is a message that there is something buried deep inside you that you haven't expressed, and this is causing energetic blockages on your ever unfolding path. So it is a time to love yourself enough to honor the feelings that are rising up in you, for they are divine guidance that will bring you into a greater alignment there, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. Okay, so Aquarius, we're doing a 5-card spread, and for your tarot, I'm using the Angel Wisdom, and for your clarifiers, I'm using your Animal Spirit Guides. So the first position in the 5-card spread, oh, here, I'll put this bad boy over here, is you receive the Wheel card, is your current situation. So a fresh new start or the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, travel, or a new vehicle. So Gabriel, the Archangel of Motivation and Action, spins the great wheel to send you on the next phase of your life there, Aquarius. It's possible that your interlude with the hermit made it feel as if time was standing still. So you don't always make physical progress when in meditation or in spiritual study. However, you're done with your inward reflection, and now it's time for things to move forward there, Aquarius. So the wheel starts to turn. So this card is indicative of a change of luck, and given its astrological association with the planet Jupiter, Aquarius, it's usually a change for the good. So you'll notice synchronicities, signs from the angels, and good fortune are coming your way. Old blocks are lifted, and you should start to notice momentum building in the direction of your dreams. Try to hang out with only positive, happy people as you sculpt your dreams into reality there, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. So for your clarifier for your current situation, for the wheel card, you receive the polar bear. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectively and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. So when you express yourself from your heart and from a place of power, it's an unbeatable combination there, Aquarius. You don't need to growl or bully, nor do you need to fade into the background and deny yourself the opportunity to directly affect the situation. So by showing up and being completely present, even when you're simply listening, you're a force to be reckoned with, Aquarius. So ask for what you want and see what happens. Don't get worked up about how it turns out. You may or may not get what you want, but at least your chances are much better if you do ask, right? So as for setting boundaries with others, such as saying no to requests or demands, when you do so, they may respect those boundaries or try to test them. If they do try to test them, Aquarius, the limits you set, stand your ground, be clear, and don't apologize. Approach the situation with the purity and innocence of a child and the focus and intensity of a true warrior. One who doesn't speak or act from anger, but from a place of truth and dignity. Know that when you do so, you'll have nothing to fear, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. Yeah, I'll throw these bad boys over here for now. So for your second position in the 5-card spread is your desires of the situation. And you receive the Page of Water. So sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody, messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences, a romantic encounter, social invitations or events, heightened psychic abilities. So, given that pages tend to be the first to get a glimpse of something coming, and the suit of water is about emotion and intuition, you can probably take a wild guess at what's on its way. That's right, a new emotional experience. So most often this card indicates a new romantic relationship, but it can just as easily be an unusually close friendship or some other deep emotional experience that conjures feelings of affection. If you're already in a relationship, watch for it to experience a resurgence or a move to the next level. As the Page of Water, you embody everything you might remember about new love. You're excited but shy, innocent but optimistic, open-hearted but also afraid. Frankly, you're a hopeless romantic and you know it. So as the Page of Water, you communicate the only way you know how, from the heart. If someone tries to talk to you from the intellect, you'll just look at them as though they're speaking in a foreign tongue, because to you, they are there, Aquarius. So if you give someone a hug, it will be so heartfelt that they'll be almost overwhelmed. This card also indicates the beginning of it or expansion of intuitive gifts and psychic experiences. So pay attention to the messages you are receiving there, Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius, words of awareness, be cautious with your heart lest you get hurt unnecessarily. Don't take everything personally. And don't always wait for someone to reach out to you first. Take an emotional risk. You might learn something there, Aquarius, okay? So for clarifier for your desires there, Aquarius, for the Page of Water, you receive the Falcon. Act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivation. So Providence is on your side at this time, Aquarius, and the opportunity that has been presented to you is congruent with your soul's purpose. Even if you don't feel fully prepared or have doubts in your ability to manage the complexities that are inherent in tackling this venture, dive in anyways, Aquarius. You'll be pleasantly surprised by the support that will come to you in unexpected ways. All it takes is the willingness on your part to continue on a steady course wholeheartedly, while at the same time being open to changes in the directions that the winds are blowing there, Aquarius. So it's important to stay focused on the goal that's ahead of you while also remaining mindful of the purpose of your mission. So commit to your mission 100% and fulfill the commitment to the best of your ability. This isn't a time for analysis, introspection, or retreat, but a time of action there, Aquarius. As you respond to the opportunity that's before you, be willing to adjust your course of action as the need dictates while at the same time moving steadily towards your goal. You can deal with whatever concerns come up with being distracted by them and without straying from the path that you're on there, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. So I'll throw these bad boys over here. And for your third position in the 5-card spread is your helpful messages for the situation. And you received the King of Water, and it says, trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, and seeing a counselor. So at first, the King of Water feels very different from the Queen. On the surface, your emotions are restrained, controlled, and balanced, Aquarius. So people can sense that you're a caring and kind individual. You're not just oozing with feeling like the Queen. However, deep down, you're generous, warm-hearted, devoted, and sometimes even openly affectionate. Unlike the Knight of Water, you can be completely trusted in relationships. If this king represents you, then you care deeply for your romantic partner and your children. You are a trustworthy and a loyal spouse and a doting parent. You're dedicated to give back through kind works or financial support for charitable organizations and those in need. You're a generous humanitarian and very refined and cultured person of the arts, patron of the arts, sorry. People would say that you have a reputation for understated and quiet authority earned through good advice and emotional maturity. However, underneath all this, Aquarius, the power of your emotions has the same undercurrent as the Queen. You desperately want a deep, intimate relationship with other people. It's just that you've experienced the unforeseen consequences of such close relationships, so you're cautious, even a little afraid. You tend to keep things under wraps with most people. Yours is a charitable heart, and you don't have an unkind word for anyone. You realize that you can't possibly understand everything that everyone has been through, so how can you fairly judge? Therefore, if someone else has a negative things to say about someone, they'd better off keeping those sentiments to themselves, Aquarius. So, like the Queen, you have a spiritual side, but it's more likely to come out in the role of a teacher or guru. You have the intuition. It's just that you'd rather teach someone than do you'd just rather teach someone. Okay, so additional means this card can be serving as a peacemaker, finding compromises between opposing interests, accepting diversity and unique views. Okay, so for a clarifier for your helpful messages there, Aquarius, for the King of Water, you received the gorilla. Take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. So the bond between family members can gradually decay and become stifled unless it's continually nourished with loving attention. And one of the simplest yet most elegant ways of showing that attention is to listen compassionately to those you care about the most. So otherwise, you're risk-taking them for granted, assuming that they'll always be there and that they know you love them, Aquarius. So take time to have a conversation, starting with relatively superficial topics, then moving into a more in-depth personal themes, adding your own tidbits, but primarily focusing on what the other person has to say. Aquarius, so show your spouse, your partner, your children, parents, or elders your love by listening and really hearing what they have to say about how they feel and what they think. This not only generates a deeper, more lasting affection between you and the other person, but far exceeds just someone saying, you know, I love you, with no feeling behind it. So people are constantly changing and evolving, adding new experiences and insights. Who somebody is today, while built on a foundation of core self, changes and is continuously elaborating on that core self. So find the newness and freshness in those you love, which include both your biological and material marital families there, Aquarius, as well as your close friends for whom you're informally adopted as a family. Okay, so we'll throw these bad boys aside here. So for the fourth position in the 5-card spread is your challenges of the situation there, Aquarius. And you receive the High Priestess. Meditate and turn inward to discover your soul's true desire. This is not the time for action. Develop your intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom you receive. So Archangel Haniel is known for her ability to help and access your divine gifts. Her open book indicates that knowledge once kept secret is now available to all. So Aquarius, there's a lot of cards in tarot that ask you to get busy, but not the High Priestess. Frankly, she wants you to sit down next to her. It's time to contemplate, meditate inward, and reflect upon what you really desire. The dreamer heralded your new beginning, and the magician explained your ability to make magic, but that doesn't necessarily mean either of them knows what they want to create. The High Priestess is the one who can help you get that understanding. So this is a card of intuition and psychic gifts, of clarity that comes from inner searching and communicating with the divine. The High Priestess encourages you to trust yourself and the intuitive information you are receiving. So Aquarius, the messages and signs you feel you are getting are accurate. You aren't crazy. It isn't necessary to take action right now. In fact, it's best if you don't, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. So for a clarifier, for the High Priestess, for your challenges, you receive the rattlesnake. The experience that you're presently going through are intuitive. The experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a leader. Okay? So the foundation for compassion is an awareness that suffering is a natural part of life, Aquarius, whether through the empathetic appreciation of another being's pain or the experience of having suffered oneself. And which beings haven't had time felt the pain and sorrow that is an aspect of living on this planet. The deeper you go into the soul of another, the more you can feel what they feel, yet paradoxically maintaining a certain distance of objectivity there, Aquarius. So a true healer must heal from the heart no matter what technological, logistical, physical, or shamanic tools they use. The experiences that you're going through now or have just completed are all preparation for you to open your heart to the suffering around you and to do your part in alleviating it. So, Aquarius, you'll find that you're increasingly being asked to offer your time and energy to help others, including not only people, but also animals, plant beings, tree people, and ultimately our Mother Earth. Some of this healing power will also go to mend the rifts that exist between races, ethnicities, and other species. So you'll notice more and more how often your hands will spontaneously feel energized, experiencing it as a heat or a tingling sensation there, Aquarius. So this is a power of spirit working through you. Allow it to guide you in whatever the focus of your healing is, whether simply placing a hand on the shoulder of a friend or more extensively and directly involving yourself in another being's health there, Aquarius, okay? So I'll throw those over the side there. So the fifth position in the 5-card spread is your outcome of the situation there, Aquarius. And you received the Page of Fire. Enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, impatient. News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar, doing things that fuel your passion, and finish what you start. So, well, aren't you just a little firecracker there, Aquarius? New opportunities, particularly those of creative nature, await you as the Page of Fire. You've come to expect the unexpected, and the fire of your passions always gets fanned by the exciting possibilities that lie before you. So even if it means taking a risk, you embrace the adventures that your angels have laid at your feet. You always keep your mind and heart open, allowing your awesome childlike enthusiasm to fuel you. Most of the time you feel like a child running to the entrance of an amusement park. Sorry guys, there's something going on here with my, hopefully you can still see there. I'll get that out of there. Still going? Okay, sorry about that. Something popped up on my screen for some reason. And it's doing it again. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so you always keep You always keep your mind and heart open, allowing your awesome childlike enthusiasm to fuel you, Aquarius. Most of the time, you feel like a child running to the entrance of an amusement park. So it's hard to say when you get where you get your inspiration. Really, sometimes you are exhilarated by motivational person who comes into your life. Sometimes it's your own personal studies that spark the flame. Anyways, you know it really doesn't matter because that fire in you isn't going out anytime soon. So off with you. Go blaze a trail of success there, Aquarius. But before you go, there's just this one little thing. Could you please finish what you started there, Aquarius? So stay focused, plan ahead, make sure you don't allow yourself to become distracted by whatever the next sparkling opportunity is. Complete one thing before starting another, and don't be fickle there, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. So finally but not least, you have for your clarifier for your outcome for the page of fire. Yeah, sorry about that. Something, I don't know what popped up on my screen there, but hopefully it didn't interrupt the video. Okay, so you, for the clarifier, you received the mouse card, and it says you're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. So pay closer attention to other people's body language, how they move, their gestures, facial expressions, and general posture there, Aquarius. When you focus not only what individuals are saying, but also on their body language, you'll find that you have considerably more information than you can use to understand what they're really communicating there, Aquarius. So for body language typically reveals far more about people than what they're verbally expressing. So sit back whenever there are people around and simply observe for a while, Aquarius. Look to see if what others say is congruent with their body language, and watch for any discrepancies. In other words, don't always take people at their word. So Aquarius, also pay closer attention to agreements and contracts right now. Take your time to completely understand any agreement, finding out as much as you can by asking questions and consulting friends and experts to get their advice. Be careful, however, not to get bogged down into too much detail. Walk the fine line between scrutinizing and contract, verbal ones included, for an inordinate amount of time, thus remaining stuck in the indecisiveness due to your need to be 100% certain that you covered everything, and rushing into something impulsively and reflexively based on emotional appeal there, Aquarius, okay? And so it is. Okay, so that's it for your reading. So I just did a quick 3-card past, present, future love reading for you there, Aquarius. So for your past, you received the number 5 card, and that's the Teach card. Okay. So although the name of this card is Teach, it brings the dual energies of both teaching and learning there, Aquarius. You have much wisdom to offer regarding affairs of the heart. The wisdom has been gained through all your joys and sorrows. At this time, there may be an opportunity to assist someone in regarding a relationship. The person may even be you. So when the opportunity arises, Aquarius, remember the shepherd, one who gently guides his sheep along the desired path. Use the same gentleness in guiding yourself and others there, Aquarius. So this may also be an opportunity to learn right now. This could take place in many ways through conversations, observations, or even reflection. So take a moment to reflect on what you've already learned about your relationships and what you still want or need to understand. Then seek a teacher who will help you arrive at that understanding, Aquarius. So the downside of the Teach card is when our teachers want us to blindly follow their direction. In relationships, this often leads to restrictions and disappointments. These teachers come in many forms: family, friends, society, and so on. If a relationship is not going smoothly, maybe it's time to examine the beliefs you hold on to about relationships. Are they truly your beliefs, or have you unintentionally accepted the beliefs of others? Beliefs that no longer serve you, Aquarius. So you can say this with me if you'd like. In matters of the heart, I offer what I know, learn what I don't know, and remain true to myself. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius, so for your present, you receive the Nurture card. Okay, and that is the number 3 card. So the Nurture card reminds you to tend to the garden. Relationships must be nourished in order to thrive. So count the abundant blessings of the relationships you have. Aquarius, find ways to let other people know that you care for them and appreciate them. So good relationships can be taken to new levels of happiness, and faltering relationships can be revived with loving care and attention, Aquarius. Equally, be sure to tend to your relationships with yourself. Nurture your soul by giving yourself the grace to be who you truly are and love yourself for it, Aquarius. Take a few moments every day to connect with the divine. Meditate for 5 minutes or simply have an attitude of gratitude. Nurture your mind by engaging in activities that stimulate and engage. Aquarius, use your creativity in some way every day. Everyone has the ability to be creative, whether you paint, write, cook, sew, sing, dance, or just live. So take care of your body by maintaining good health or by making it healthy, Aquarius. Relax in a bubble bath, enjoy a good cup of tea, take a long walk. Connecting with nature will soothe and nourish all aspects of yourself. So remember that nurturing yourself also raises your vibration and sends a signal of love into the universe. If you desire it, that signal will become a beacon that will bring in new and loving relationships to you, Aquarius. Okay, and so it is. So for an affirmation, you can say this with me if you like. I shower all my relationships with loving attention and watch them blossom. All right, Aquarius, so finally we have the future card. And you received the number 13 card, release. So an opportunity for a renewal around affairs of the hearts is available at this time, and it's quite possible that this renewal will happen through release. It's in letting go that you discover what remains, what is truly yours. Sometimes in relationships you may feel the need to hold on tightly to those you love, whether or not this love is returned. This can lead to tension and unhappiness for all involved. Even in a good relationship, holding on too tightly doesn't allow the relationship to breathe, grow, and mature, Aquarius, okay? So, are you restricting someone or trying to attract someone through your will? Discard any need for control and see how the relationship transforms. Watch how releasing the overwhelming need for a relationship allows the perfect one to appear, Aquarius. So, shed any beliefs and behaviors that do not serve your highest good. Throughout life, we receive many mixed and often incorrect messages on how a relationship should work. Let go of any preconceived notions or expectations about your relationships or lack of them. By doing so, your current relationship can flow and flourish in a way that is best for everyone, Aquarius. So by being yourself, you also attract to you the relationship that will serve you best. So Aquarius, this is also a card of possible endings. Are there relationships that you cling to that you would be better off leaving? In letting go of stagnant or difficult situations, you empower yourself, opening the way for a new and rewarding relationship there, Aquarius. So, for an affirmation, you can say this with me if you'd like. I let go of expectations and open myself to relationships that flow and grow. And so it is. Okay, Aquarius, Aquarius, that's it for your reading. I'll just go through see what kind of numbers we got here. Like I said in the beginning, if something didn't resonate with you, don't sweat it. It wasn't meant for you at that moment. Let it go to the universe. I listen to other readers as well, and the one thing I found is that, we're divinely guided to, to do the readings because the divine also obviously has a message for us, right? And sometimes I'll be like, well, fuck, I never got anything from that reading. And then, it's because it's usually something you don't want to hear, and who wants to do it? It's just, that's how things work, right? People don't like to hear what they, their personal defects or things they need to work on and shit, right? So if you keep an open heart and open mind and, when the readings are going on and know that you're divinely guided there, you most likely will always find a message, whether you like it or not, in the reading. So, okay, so for numbers, you didn't really have any numbers there, Aquarius. We just had a wide variety of major arcana and different cards. All right, guys. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for checking out the channel. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. It truly does help the channel grow, and it keeps my mug around a while longer. And I hope I'm helping you on your journey because I know you guys are helping me on mine. So thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great week. And be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And namaste.